Hi, it's Alice Scott of the Scott team with Long & Foster, and I am here with Amy Mungo, who is the owner here of Puck's Market. And Puck's is a neighborhood wine shop, but it's so much more than that. I like wine, so it's a wine shop to me. But they're prepared foods, there's beer, wine, ciders, cigars. I mean, there's a little of everything here, I feel like.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to Amy today because when did you buy this place?
So
Puck's?
December,
just a couple years,
December
right?
1st, 2017, we took over.
Okay, so not even 2 years.
Not
We're
even
coming
2
up
years.
on the 2-year anniversary here.
That's right.
Right. But Amy has she dove right in to be a part of this community, the Tuckahoe community, and I really feel like all of Tuckahoe already knows Amy, and it hadn't even been 2 years. That's pretty good for a small business owner.
Yeah, wine has a way of bringing out neighbors.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So, Amy, can you tell me a little bit about what drew you to this location, to Puck's, and to why you just jumped right in and took this store over?
Yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind of events. Before we bought it, and before it became Puck's even, it was called Private Stock Cigar and Wine.
Yeah.
Which had
for
been
many years.
For many years, I think since 1996. And I shopped here regularly. I have friends that live right over by Tuckahoe Elementary, and I would stop and get wine on the way to their house. And I was having a really frustrating day at work. I work for a national consultancy, and I just like, gosh, it's time to get off the road. And I'm just going to create my own destiny. And I happened to come in and say to one of the employees at the time, please tell the owners if they're ever interested in selling to let me know. It just so happened that at that moment...
You gotta go.
At that moment, they had just started to talk to business brokers on selling the market because their original deal to sell it earlier that same spring had fallen through.
Gotcha.
So I started talking to the previous owners, and that was in early September of 17. And by December 1st, the market was ours.
Yeah.
And Bruce, who we may see in the background.
We should. They're doing a wine tasting back there.
He's at the front of the store right now.
Yeah.
But Bruce was my first hire, and Bruce has been in wine and food his whole life.
Yeah.
30, 40 years. I hope you wouldn't mind me if I said that. And so I got to start with a really, really great wine manager.
Yeah.
And so we have been at it ever since.
Fantastic.
Our very first day, we invited lots of neighbors and friends. The computer system crashed. We didn't have enough wine for the customers that we had, so Bruce was calling all the reps to deliver us wine. We were writing checks like we just had money to burn.
Right.
And we just have been going strong ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So timing is everything.
Timing.
People say that, but it really is.
Yeah. If it's in your mind, speak it, I guess. Or be careful what you speak.
or you get roped in if you do speak
That's
it.
right.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, your first hire is fantastic because Bruce has been awesome.
Yes.
We've gotten to know him. Yes, Eric and I come here often.
Most definitely.
Especially on Friday nights. So Friday evenings between 4:30 and 7, they do wine tastings.
Complimentary wine tastings.
Complimentary wine tastings. They always have some good little munchies. I just had a little munchie. It was good.
That's right.
But yeah, so you may see some of that behind us. But Bruce is a great resource too because he just knows so much about wine. So if you just want to come in and say, even if you don't know what to buy, right?
Right.
So you just walk in the door and you say, help.
Yep.
I have a friend who likes this, or I have no idea, but I'm going to this event.
Yes.
You guys are a great resource for that, and Bruce has always been so helpful when we've needed.
And I will say, too, that don't be shy about asking anybody that works here, because I grew up in wine, so I have a pretty good command of wine. I'm constantly learning from Bruce as well. But then we're training our staff. So even our general manager, Sharonda, which I'm sure a lot of people that may see this know Sharonda very well, does not drink. But she hears all the tasting notes that we share, and she's in charge of our inventory and checking it in. So she's very well versed in the wines on the shelf, even though she's not a consumer of such. And then the rest of our teammates are learning or have some sort of wine background. But if they don't know a hard answer, they will literally call myself or Bruce, and we can figure it out on the phone with you too.
Yeah.
So we really like to make ourselves available because we're not here every single minute of every day.
Right.
Well, I'm not. Bruce is here a lot.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Well, and I came to a very fun event here not too long ago where you even brought in a winemaker from Oregon.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
That was great.
And that was neat because you had the wine, I believe I'd had it in a tasting before or something. I'd had it before. Yeah. But, to have her come in and have more of her wines display, or in the tasting, and then just have her talk about how she creates a wine.
Yes, that was fun.
Really neat.
Right.
You guys have a lot of fun events like that.
We did, and she's a very straight talking expat from Britain.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Pam Weldon is her name. We carry all of her wines here.
When I love the name Jezebel.
Jezebel is her red and white.
That's kind of fun.
Come in the store, we'll tell you the racy version of Jezebel that she shared that night.
Right.
But I actually found Pam because I was at Shagbark for dinner with my dad, who was visiting from out of town. And one of her wines, the Willful Pinot Noir, was recommended to us by Rodney over at Shagbark, who's an amazing sommelier and wine, he's the wine director. And I found this wine. I fell in love with it. I said, I'm going to build my Pinot Noir section around her wine.
Yeah.
And there was no distribution in Virginia. I called the vineyard, talked to Pam myself. She found me our distributor out of Northern Virginia. They got us a rep to Central Virginia who'd been repping to the restaurants but not to retail. And we are one of the few places that actually carry her wine because our customers have fallen in love with it.
Yeah.
We do such a great job telling the story of her wine, and we really have this relationship between Richmond, Virginia and Portland, Oregon that's absolutely phenomenal.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's
that's
a really
such
cool story.
Yeah.
It's a really cool story. So when she was doing her nationwide tour, I asked her if she would participate in our Meet the Winemaker series, and she was our very first one here in the back room.
I know, in the back room that you are renovating
we
right now
are renovating, yes.
Which it looks great.
It's a DIY, so forgive the eye circles. It's a labor of small business is a labor of love.
Well, I was gonna say, small business, you make it happen one way or another, right?
Yes.
So, and we love that though, and I think the community has really embraced some of the changes that you've brought.
Y'all have been great.
So that's been neat, just to meet people at the wine tasting and be like, oh, and they're like, oh, I live here and I live here.
Right.
And it's all like a couple blocks away and this way. And
we had a lovely couple drive all the way down from Fredericksburg because they had one of the wines that we carry in a restaurant not too far off, and we're the only place that carries it
for retail.
And they drove down and they had such a good time talking with our staff that they hung out with us for a while. I'm like, wow, we're drawing from Fredericksburg now. Yeah, that was awesome.
That is really. I was going to ask for some cool stories like that.
There you go.
You already did it.
Yes.
So, what else about, you said that you had a friend who lived nearby, and so that's how you kind of first started hitting the shop and decide to make it your own, which is so cool.
Yes.
But what about the community just inspires you to keep doing what you're doing, and like renovating the back room and doing new things?
So I'll tell you that one of the reasons that we decided to do this, my husband and I both have, I guess we could call them larger corporate careers. We're both headquartered outside of Richmond, oddly enough, and we both travel. And we have a large family of 4 children, and it was important to us to have a footprint in our local community, to be able to do events, give back, get to know everything, because it was really hard to explain to the kids what we were doing, but then just wanting to feel like we were part of something more than, just outside of who we saw in the neighborhoods and the soccer fields. We wanted to do something about it. And so by being Puck's Market, we do a lot of community events here. We host a lot of fundraisers. I personally just had my 44th birthday fundraiser last week.
Where we raised money. Did a fundraiser
for 4 charities. We have the Wine, Women, and Shoes event coming up on October 16th, which benefits the Bon Secours Forensic Nursing Unit. And it was a great event last year. Hopefully another great event this year. That's on Wednesday, October 16th. You can buy tickets online or here. Just a little promotion for the
promote away.
So it was really important to us. And then when we started to kind of get nestled into the community, I have this thing about Tuesday night price point wine. So if you are so inclined to wait till Friday or Saturday to have a glass of wine, more power to you. I personally can't do it.
Right.
But I'm also not the consumer that is going to be able to wrap my head around opening up a really expensive bottle on a Tuesday night when I just want to have a glass of wine with dinner, knowing that I could have a glass of wine with dinner Wednesday night. And so Bruce and I have worked really, really hard to bring in wines. We've worked really hard with our reps, give everybody full credit, to bring in wines at a variety of price points for every palate and every consumer. So if we've got your Tuesday night price point wine here, we've got your Monday night, like, you don't have to come and spend an arm and a leg to have something that is delicious, that's going to create like a memory on your palate that you're going to want to share with friends. And we just wanted to be that neighborhood wine market, demystifying, taking the elitism out of wine, and just making it applicable to everybody. So like on tonight's tasting table, we have wines that range from $9.99 to $17. And that's the most expensive bottle on the tasting table. And
Yeah.
I could gladly show you $45 bottles of wine,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Right.
But we want to make our wines applicable and exciting to the community.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ways that we just kind of nestled in and try to really understand. And we do the same with all of our freshly prepared meals and stuff. What does a busy parent of a few kids want to be able to pick up, take home, and pop in the oven real quick? Because we all know how hard it is getting dinner on the table on a Wednesday night after soccer practice or whatever else that may be.
Everything else, yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to ebb and flow. We're going to try some new things in the coming year too, especially with our food program. And now that we're renovating the back room, which I know y'all can just see a little bit of white paint. We hope to have more community events. Last night we had another charity group host one of their planning committee meetings here.
That's
and
fantastic.
They did very simple catering, and Bruce even did like a little mini wine tasting. So they had a little fun and got their planning kicked off.
Yeah.
So that's me and my husband's way of trying to be part of the community, but also kind of give back to community too. Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. And I've seen some of your fundraiser events that have been going on. We haven't, during the week is sometimes hard with the kids too, which I know that I know that you understand too. But I love that. That is so cool. And I love that the back room is becoming more of like a community venue.
Yes.
Right? And so we do quarterly client events.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
I
bet we might see one in this venue.
Happy to do that. Our biggest event was an open house for 3.5 hours where we had over 74 people come through.
Yeah.
And it was a customer appreciation event.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're constantly working on the back room, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But it's already fun, and it's worth the sweat equity.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
thank you and
adding to our community.
Yes.
No, but I mean honestly, like it takes people like you to see that a community is where you want to invest your time and your energy, and so we really appreciate you being a part of our community here at
you being
Tuckahoe.
part of ours.
And we are.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
So thank you. Everybody have a great evening.